This is Bow TV.
Welcome back to Bao News Network with our ongoing coverage of the pandemic, unemployment crisis, where over the Labor Day weekend, the expiration of the jobless benefits has faced millions of Americans going forward into the fall. Now that summer is over and pandemic fares are at an all-time high, one of the main issues facing jobless Americans at this time is the expiration of all of these different government benefits, whether it be the unemployment insurance extensions that covered millions of Americans, for especially those who had their regular benefits expired and extended all the way into 2021, and then coupled with the expiration of the eviction moratorium, where some studies have shown, even Goldman Sachs is anticipating or estimating that the moratorium could lead to unhoused households, as many as 750,000 households across the United States. So this is a very panic-stricken time, and we're going to break the numbers down in this exclusive documentary, taking a closer look exactly at some of the numbers that are afflicting jobless Americans. Now, if we took a look at Florida's economy at a glance, and we went back from February all the way into July, we can actually see an uptick in unemployment rate, considering the fact that that was one of the states that actually ceased the federal benefits a little bit early. Almost 24 states have actually ceased the benefits in June and July. So we're going to take a closer look and see exactly whether once the benefits expired, then what that translates to is actually the downfall in spending, which led to a downfall in the growth of the economy. One of the main issues we're taking a look at now is millions in the United States lose jobless benefits as federal aid expires, and it's creating a spiraling effect where thrusting families and the economy into an uncertain path. And federal funds means that there's going to be a situation where many people are going to actually feel discarded going forward. One of the things that we want to take a look at too is what's the impact in the workplace as millions of people actually lose their unemployment benefits on Labor Day weekend. Actually 11 million to be exact, and coupled with the eviction moratorium, what that actually means going forward for the rest of America. Is this going to be an impact as far as the benefits fall and earnings don't rise, then spending will actually plunge, which will mean there will be a downtick for the economy going forward. One of the other concerns that we have too is we mentioned 24 states actually opted out of the federal unemployment benefits program early in June and July, and that was actually prior to the slated September 21 expiration, and those states did not witness an uptick in employment. And two of the main issues that have been plaguing many jobless Americans at this time is child care and also pandemic health issues. Some have actually gone to the point of stating that they're not afraid of death, but they're more concerned about long-term hauler effects of being afflicted as a result of the pandemic. So these are very, very panic-stricken times, and we do hope that as we phase out a lot of these benefits, it may lead to increase in opportunities. Now, apparently there are over 10 million job openings across the country at this time, but what does that really mean? As these government protection programs continue to end, and many job seekers are reporting on social media that good paying jobs are scarce, and many people are concerned about the impact of the pandemic, not only on their health but on their career and their long-term future. So there are many, many concerns that we're actually dealing with right now. And as we take a closer look, as we mentioned, child care, of course, millions of people are without the option of childcare, especially now that thousands of students have actually been put into quarantine as a result of another wave of a more highly contagious variant. that is actually in affecting and afflicting the economy of the United States. So there are many concerns going forward. Here we have what's called street tweets, and we take a closer look at some of the remarks from everyday people out there, and you can actually, for each person that we actually take a look at here, who has contributed to our Streets Tweet special, What Did They Say? You can actually look in the description box and subscribe to their Twitter account, but take a look at Raleigh Bauman stated that millions of people, 11 million to be exact, will lose their unemployment benefits today, and that will barely keep people afloat. We'll continue to see the rich get richer off of pain and suffering, and it's time to say no more. Here on Labor Day, it's time to demand better. And if we turned to input from Julia Salazar, this Labor Day, I'm thinking of over 1 million New Yorkers who are about to lose federal unemployment benefits. Workers and families are still experiencing widespread job loss due to the pandemic. We must take legislative action in New York to fund extended unemployment benefits. Now, one of the main concerns for conservatives would be is that those who were receiving all of this souped up federal aid was actually an incentive for many people to stay home. But the issue is actually a lot more complicated because, of course, we highlighted the fact that many people were more concerned about the issues regarding child care and health concerns. And we do see that for the if we do see a contrast between the amount of money that was pumped into the PPP protection programs, where corporate America was able to tap into a treasure cove of over $835 billion, then compared to the unemployment benefits insurance, which was actually ceased earlier for many states in June and July, and that was at undertick of about $680 billion. Significant transfer of wealth, especially when you can contrast those as regarding if you were to contrast hypothetically the difference between the amount of money that was transferred to corporate America for payroll protection versus the middle class and lower class people, lower income, I would say, and the middle income job seekers who received comparatively less. But if we take a closer look, we can see that 7 million jobless people losing their extra benefits, according to David Ciarotto, and amid the pandemic surge and weak job reports. As far as August is concerned, it was a very dismal report as far as the amount of jobs that were created for August, and then going into Labor Day, we anticipate that there'll be even more issues relating to tens of thousands of students that will be quarantined, possibly as a result of uptick in cases across the United States. In many cases, the records that are actually being posted at this time exceed where we were in the summer of 2020. So there is some alarm as far as what impact this will have, not only on job growth, but also as far as businesses being able to continue the hiring going forward. So we wanted to definitely take a closer look as far as the different aspects of the unemployment benefits expiring and what it means to tens of millions of Americans. Keep in mind that we were looking at several million who were actually losing their benefits completely on September, in early first week of September, and then there are others who are going to be significantly impacted by the loss of the additional $300 a week, yet they will continue to receive state benefits for whatever little time that they actually have within their benefit end year. So there are a lot of different dimensions to this, and we wanted to make sure that we took a closer look to see exactly all of the different dimensions of the pandemic unemployment benefits expiring and what that means to millions of Americans across the United States. And many economists feel that this is going to be adverse effect on the growth of the economy, and not only that, then it will be that millions of Americans will continue to not seek work, as they are more concerned with issues such as child care and pandemic health concerns. So this is another look from Bao News Network at unemployment, and we do appreciate you tuning in to our latest special on this weekend, Labor Day weekend. We hope that you enjoyed your Labor Day weekend, and we wanted to provide another supplemental look with more details as far as exactly what's going to be impacting millions of Americans going into this new week, as far as whether or not you're afflicted by the eviction moratorium. Keep in mind, over $46 billion was slated for emergency rent relief, but according to latest figures coming in from the United States government, only 5.1 billion of this money that was set aside was actually used. So that is actually another impact that we're going to be taking a look at. Why was this substantial amount of rent relief money so slow to be dispersed to citizens in need? Was it a systematic issue? Was it a disbursement of the funds issue? And for many states who have actually stated they were simply not equipped to be able to process all of the applications and go through the complete due diligence with making sure that this money was completely dispersed according to the protocol set by the United States government. So there are a lot of different issues that we're dealing with respect to what's actually going to be happening as far as unemployment benefits ceasing as of this Labor Day weekend. But some of the more startling figures to consider is that 7.5 million people will actually lose their benefits altogether, with 2.7 million completely reduced, and then we do see a trickling off as far as those who are continuing to receive state benefits. Eventually, those will expire once they go through the different phases of state versus federal supplemental. So we just wanted to take a closer look at the economy as a whole and what the different effects will be as far as going forward with the loss of pandemic unemployment insurance compensation money flowing into the economy, and what does that mean really to job growth as well as the strength of the United States economy. So we hope that you enjoyed this video. Please, by all means, share it and like and subscribe to Bao News Network, and stay tuned for our latest update for our Bao Headline News Report. Have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.
This is Bao TV.